Hello, welcome on board ladies and gentlemen to this beautiful little Trilander, all parked up lovely on the runway and somewhere in the world. Anyway, no, more serious, on a serious note, let's get on with it. We saw the video the other day, folks. You may well have seen the video the other day and quite pretty much followed it. Hopefully you did anyway, and you see what's how things were done with Pilot to ATC to make them a little bit more to explain how things are imported and doing flights and stuff like that. So let's get my cockpit just so I like it so it looks good. We're not going to go any flying today, but what we are going to do is we're just going to marry this up so you can see pretty much what I see. This is pretty much what I see in my cockpit. I've got all this information you see here, and above that you've got the flight simulator, so I can see for the flight sim windows and stuff. You can make it smaller and bigger. But anyway, as we need to continue, let's carry on, shall we, a minute? Right then, so initially what we need to do, guys, is you need to download a program called go to SimBrief and create an account. Okay, how you do this, you click on the SimBrief website and it's got register. Yeah, so what I'll do is I will just make that bigger for you so you can see exactly what I'm doing, because you can't see it. Bear with me a second, please. Right, so here we go. Here we go, guys. This is the SimBrief, alright? So you go to the top here, create an account. Fill out all your information that you need. Then they'll give you an email back to confirm it and everything else. And then that's it. Bookmark simbrief.com. Yeah? So every time you come in, you can log in. Right, my own login's up there, or not. So, anyway, we go to initially this. We go to dispatch first of all. Okay, dispatch systems, create a flight. So dispatch systems comes up with a create a flight, create new flight. We will go on this new flight. It says airline. Don't get all confused about all this, because I did as well when I first started. Let's make it simple. I'm going to call myself Rob, because that's my name, Rob. And as a flight number, I can call myself whatever I want. But I quite like 316 Bravo. But I think we're going to change it, because we can do. So let's make it flight 1233. Okay, and we're departing from, let's say, Echo Golf Lima Lima. We're going to depart from Echo Golf Lima Lima. I'm going to arrive in Echo Golf Mike Charlie Southend. Okay, and it's given us LFPG as an alternative. That's entirely up to it. That's fine. We're not going to moan about that, are we? Then we go to this bit here, and it says airframe and aircraft. Choose the aircraft that you've got. If not, choose something that seems pretty much close to what it would be. Now, King Air 350, that's quite a big airplane, so I wouldn't say it was that. I would say it'd probably be, mine would be closer to like a Beaver or a Twin Otter. So we'll choose Twin Otter for the time being, okay? Now, what it's done is, you'll see, it's given us out to there, right? But it's given us different flights, different routes to go from Echo Golf Lima to that one there. So it's only a quick flight, so let's have a look. Yeah, it's gone that one to 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 that one, and then taking us over there. That's that route. Let's have a look at the other routes. What's that one there then? So let's see. Oh, it's gone that straight over there. Okay, whatever. So we'll just do this next. We'll go generate flight. Yes, confirm. New group. You can name the group wherever you want to put it, whatever. No, just save that. Okay, so it's now generated that flight for me. Okay, that one there, all those points is generated. Now, I don't know if you've seen it, but something popped up in my screen called SimBrief Downloader. Okay, could not be saved to that one there. Aerosoft, that's fine. Don't worry about that because no such directory because I haven't actually put it in there yet. But don't worry about that. But the next one that does matter is this one down here where it says file has been saved to this point. Okay, so close that. Right, so that's a SimBrief downloader. It's got a button up here. It's called Export Formats. You see that? So you can just press Export like that, and it will tell you if you want to write them, and you just press yes if you want to overwrite it, whatever. So anyway, you've just done that very quickly. It's put it to that directory is where the CRJ is. That directory there, download, is where you store your flights, and that's where you want to load your flights for the PC, for the flight simulator I mean, is on the C drive, wherever you decide you're going to save it. So make sure you save that, or create that folder, and that point where you want to save, and so you know how to access it all the time, guys, alright? And that'll make it very, very easy for you then, because you know where you're going to when you want to load your flight up. So anyway, we've done that, and happy days by all. So we can then go to, if we want to go to this one, open this one again, put it like that in the middle, and we can then go to import, flight import, see FP import, top right hand corner. So I'll just go new so you can see my mouse where it's going over right up to the top right hand corner. It's got FPL, flight plan, and it's got FP, flight plan import. Press that. Now ignore that writing there because you don't need it anymore. That was the old way of doing it. What you do is you import this from SimBrief, direct from the SimBrief. Now what will happen, you will have this, in fact, right, you'll have no number there, so when you try to import it, it will say you must have a valid SIM number, bloody bloody blah, which is a bit confusing. It's not really hard, it's very easy. I'll show you how to do it. Go into your SimBrief here, okay, back onto the web page, SimBrief, then you go under your account, click under your account, yeah, click on it, okie dokie, busy, then it will say SimBrief data, then username, and then it gives you a pilot ID there, see, that pilot ID, copy not that one obviously because it's mine, but copy the pilot ID that is under the pilot ID number there, okay, just copy that, which we've just done, get out of that for a minute, and just put it in there, and paste it in, and then press import, and there you go, quick as that. That is how you import a flight plan from SimBrief into Pilot to ATC. It's very simple and as quick as that. Okay, now if I do the same with the aircraft, go like that, and we go back to the main menu, continue, right, so we've got flight sim. It's going to go loading back into the main menu now for a second, alright, and there we are. So click on the world map, we all know how to do that now, and then what we're going to do is we go down to the bottom where it says more, and then we're going to go to where it says load save, okay, and we're going to load it from the PC. Remember I said to you just before, remember where you put the save the flights to, yeah, this is why it's important, because that's where we've got to find it. Now I think I know where mine is, so I got the top, mine's under my desktop. I just saved it on the desktop with new flights for PC, and I look for it, and it's I can't remember, I know where it was, Echo Golf Lima Lima to Echo Golf Mike Charlie, and it even gives you the date, so you just press that and press open, wait a couple of seconds, and then there is the same flight. See that line? All the way down to there, it's the same flight, this path, so you press fly. Okay, then once the game actually, the simulator loads up, sorry I shouldn't say game, people get offended when I say game, but once it does load up, move that out of the way from you, don't need that now. That is Pilot to ATC, that is a flight simulator, and that is the flight plan and everything else, and all will work perfectly well together and marry up as like magic. I'm just going to let that load for a second. And what we do is I'll just show you on the tube. Right. Make that screen smaller for a minute, because we need to see it that big really. Okay. Now, as the flight simulator then, excuse me, George, you go away, how rude of me. Oh, if it's ready to fly, then it gives me an aeroplane there, and the flight plan, if I press at the top, you've got the little drop down menu, go across to the book, it looks like a VFR like there, open the VFR map, luck of the show, and make that map bigger if you wish, but there's any reason I'm doing it for you, so you can see we are there, okay, and our flight plan is all in the flight simulator as well, right into the airport, yeah, and you can get your approach from the airport, and you can actually put it in as program it in on the flight Pilots to see what approach you want to do and everything as well. So it's all, the options are all there for you, but it's also in the aircraft now as well down here, yeah, so you can see I'll make it bigger like that, you can see what I mean over there. On the aircraft, it's actually in the aeroplane as well now. So your flight plan is marrying up perfectly with Pilot to ATC, and it's also marrying up perfectly with the flight simulator, and you actually downloaded that originally from SimBrief. So I hope that was, it did seem a bit fast, I hope I didn't talk too fast for you, but also I hope it worked for you so you could actually do it yourself. If you need any more assistance, please do some like and shares on here, because I'm new to this and new to doing videos. I've been in the business of flight simulators since 2001, where we started building cockpit dashboards back then, so I've rekindled it, my love of flying and my love of simulators, and obviously being part of the old school boys that used to do a lot with the Flight Simulator X and fixing things and crashes and helping people. So I've just got back into it and restarted the business from when we started it under bkcockpits.com, which is with the COVID and that, sadly I couldn't continue to run the business, and the DVLA made a bit of a wobbler on my driving licence, so I couldn't even run that business, either or my truck licence. So it's been a real struggle, a hard year for me, so I'm trying my best now to try to get back on my feet again. So I hope that these videos have helped you, and I guess at this moment in time it does give me an opportunity to give myself a plug, if you don't mind, and you can pretty much, if I get these out of the way, I can tell I'm not a videographer, my friends, but never mind. I'll move those out of the way for a second because you don't really need to see them. And I'm just going to give you a quick shot of what is in front of me, really. This is the BK Cockpits dashboard, okay? So you can see that. It's basically a dash panel, yeah, which is precision cut, okay? So all these radio panels and that there and there fit in. You might wonder, thinking, oh yeah, but it's just like 3 iPads sat around. But the reason I'm using iPads is for more than one reason, in fact. One of them is I haven't got any more little monitors left in stock, and I can't afford to buy any. So what we did is we designed a little hook thing. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's got hooks there, yeah. But you could, they are a bit more pictured on my website, in fact, which is mycockpit.co.uk. If you go on there, you can see that is an extra thing. You can just screw through the 4 holes and put an iPad on there if you like, and use that as, like I am now, like a screen. I can use it as a screen from the flight simulator, or I can use it flying a G1000, which is this one here, which I'm going to hold the camera up. You can see this is running a G1000 application, and it's syncing to the computer for the flight simulator and everything as well. So all your flight plan, you can use touch to DMEs, you got everything you want from this program. So you can use this program as well, or you can actually just use screens from the cockpit dashboard if you so require. section you can't see much there, but I'm going to show you a quick glance over. You'll see there's a radio panel there and a switch panel. There's a switch panel there and a radio panel. Yeah, and on the face of that is the screwed to this panel. Yeah, it's the yokes. Yeah, so those yokes there. The throttle quadrants. I've got 2 throttle quadrants connected to that. The normal setup you're seeing in front of you is actually set up for a SATEC setup, but we have a Bravo and the Alpha yoke here on this one. So this is actually cut out for the SATEC throttle, not for this particular setup. So normally you'd have the cockpit would be a lot further forward, about that much further forward, and there'd be precision cut so that the yoke and the throttle housings actually slip into the cockpit dashboard if you so require. The radio panel setup here is perfect for the placement where it is, so you can use those throttle levers for whatever. But normally what actually happens is this setup here, if I put my camera again over there, that setup there, right, normally goes in the centre here with the throttles there and connects to the actual flight simulator precision cut with all the holes and everything, just screws together gently and fits there. So this would normally be here, but because I'm using the different throttle quadrant, I've got this set up this way and that way over there, which I can use for whatever I want, really. Some people, I have had other ideas which I've tried to incorporate into this as much as possible, where you know you might have a situation where you say, well, I don't really want 2 radio panels there, I want it to be like that. So you've got 3 monitors, yeah? Oh dear, so you've got 3 monitors in there, so you don't actually want those. And if you look at an iPad, it's a lot narrower in overall width, so you'd have a hole each side, which doesn't look very good. But I've thought about that, and I've actually got that already covered. We've got what we call blanking plates, and the blanking plates is precision cut, so they're exactly the same size, and see all these screw holes. Basically, it screws to that, and it's got the 4 holes and the precision hooks like I just showed you. So you can have the hooks, I put the hooks there and put an iPad there. If you don't want an iPad, you can screw a physical monitor, a little 7 or 10 inch monitor in there. So you can have the 1, 2, 3 monitors, so you can change that bit to suit yourself. If you so require, you could not have one there, you could have those 2 radio panels up there, because we've got a blanking plate again, so you can have it with 1, 2, 3, 4 holes for the SATEC. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, or you can have 1 monitor, another monitor, then you can have 2 radios, a flight management system with autopilot, a switch panel and another panel, a lighting panel, whatever you want, and still have your throttles able to connect to the front if you so require. So it's pretty versatile, and that was my aim, was to try to make a cockpit that I could use, because I mean I can use the iPads, or you can use your monitors. You can have another computer connected and run analog gauges on that monitor, analog gauges on that monitor, so it looks like the one that's on the aircraft that's actually on the screen, which I'm going to put up for you now, like so. Yeah. So if I open that up, yeah, and I move down like that, you can see this is the analog setup. Yeah. So you can have an iPad or something which is called, slip my mind, Pilot to 8. Oh, my mind, tired, long day. Yeah, you can have Symbionics. No, that's not it. It will come to me. I'm tired at the moment. But yeah, you can have other programs running like the analog screens, like you see here. But in, if you like, these monitors here. on the monitors in the cockpit. So you've got 3 monitors. You've got one monitor there which has got the analog, you've got that one there which is radios, or you can have that one as a monitor, that one as a monitor, that one as a monitor, and have 2 radios down there. If you were to go for decide to buy the Bravo or the Alpha, we're designing a little bit that goes over the top of the Alpha to sit your iPad, so your iPad sits like that, sits up just at a slight angle and sits comfortably over the top of the unit, so it's like that, and it sits in there and comfortable and happy there. It's just a little bit a cot out, precision cot, part of an add-on, so it's all nice and secure and sits there. So should you have some turbulence, it won't fall off. Excuse the joke there, but I thought that was funny. And that's the way it works. It sits, it's freestanding. It's lightweight. It's made out of precision. It's made out of acrylic. It's designed with legs, so the legs sit in. It's also, I can't probably see it very well, but it's grey on the front, but that can be peeled off, which gives you a lovely shiny black finish to it, which looks really nice when you lit up, and if you've got a light in the room it sort of comes up. And it's actually got a film on the back. I recommend don't take the film off the back if you don't want it completely to be sort of more transparent. But there is a reason that we use the transparency to it, and that was because some people said, well, I'd like to have like a light behind it so I can have like a bit of light coming through it. So we figured, well, yeah, okay, you can do that. So that, you know, let's, for argument's sake, let's say we have this light here, which is not a very bright one, like that. Where's the other one? I've got another one somewhere. I'll just use this one. It's only dark red on there anyway. Right, so you got this light here, and you wanted to have a light like that behind, just a light like that behind, shining through the dash. Yeah, as you can see, if I put it behind, you can't really see it, but there is a tiny bit of a glow. But if I took that film off of the back, then you'd actually see that light, and that's a very dim light, by the way. You'd actually see that light there shining through the dash. So you could have LED lights behind going round in one certain colour, just have a little switch that you fitted to the dash, switch it on, and it would light up, and the back behind the actual cockpit dash itself would light up, and it would be light enough to give it a nice glow behind the back of the cockpit dashboard itself. So that's the reason that we actually use the transparent tinted black tinted black materials. That's why we used it, really, so you can actually do that. And you can, you know, some people are quite clever and they've actually used a line, and they've sort of burnt a line around it like that sort of thing around the cockpit, a line, and they've marked up nice and neatly, and they've burnt it with like a soldering iron or something, whatever they've used, and then as they put light on it, so the light reflects and makes that line that they've done. So there's loads of different things you can do for your own benefit to make it look really, really cool, you know. So that's the idea. It wasn't cheap for me to design. It cost me an absolute fortune, but the beauty of it, the reason there's 2 reasons behind actually making it and making it like it was. It's the one that we did previously, you might even see it on the BK Cockpits YouTube channel, was a really big thing, and you know, we sort of kind of tried to build a real airplane for flight simulation, and then you realise, you know, an airplane doesn't bounce around, so it doesn't need to be big and bulky, and besides, it's convenience as well. If you use a USB hub, you can run all of these things that are on here from a USB hub, or wirelessly for using iPads. And I'd say recommend use iPad 2. They do the job, they're very cheap, and when it comes to taking it down or folding it away, it's really quite easy. You just unplug the USB port from the computer itself. Yeah, just unplug that USB port and then literally pick it up, and all this stuff here will all go up because it's all connected to the USB. And then you can put, you know, a cover around it, or put it back in the box, so in a box, and then put it away. And when you want to bring it out, you take it out of the box, plug it down, put it on its legs, and then plug the USB back on, and then bam, there you are, you've got back your cockpits back. If you've got the two monitors, the only extra thing you'll have is two wires for the monitors and the obviously the monitor cables, and that's it. And that's pretty much the way the setup works. I originally done it, as many people did do, and they just had the SATEC and then another one on top of that and another one on top of that, but it just didn't look the same. And to get it immersive like this is it really is amazing. Especially 'cause I often do this, as you can see on my screen. It looks a bit odd, but the reason I do that is to try to simulate what I see, because obviously I haven't got a very big room, so I can't move my room back enough to reproduce the picture. So basically, what I'm actually looking at the moment, if you like, is pretty much this is what I see in my cockpit. It's pretty much that. I get over there like that. You normally make a little bit to the left of it so I can see fine, and I move the screen that on there over, and it's sort of pretty much like that is what you got when people come in. That's what they see, and it's like, wow, that looks pretty amazing. He's got a cockpit, a proper airplane cockpit, and it is a proper aircraft cockpit. In the end of the day, it works, everything does what it's supposed to do, and it's really relatively easy to set up. We do give us support now as well, so if anybody gets decides they wanted to buy a full setup, we'll supply absolutely everything. We'll buy everything for them, and we'll actually come down, set it up. I've got a supplier who can actually supply you some computers as well for a really good price that are quite adequate from mid to high range, and we can supply the whole lot, load it up, deliver it to anywhere in the UK, and we'll actually drive down with it, spend 2 days down there, set it up, and give you a quick crash course on how to get it all working properly. There are other programs that you can buy as well, which we always recommend if you're going to get us to come down, is to make sure that you bought obviously Flight Simulator, and you've got that paid for. Preferably if you've got a computer you can load it in. If not, we can supply the computer and we can sell it all to you as installed as well, and then bring it down as a complete system. But obviously the computer's got to be paid for before we do that, but these negotiations can be done. But anyway, that's enough about the company and the new venture. So I say new venture since 2001 and being let down over COVID. I hope that we're going to somehow, I'm going to show you on the next video, it's going to be more than likely using Pilot to ATC along with the Voice Attack program, which is actually running in the background. Okay, and I've just run out of fuel. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to have that running in the background as well. Like I say, is that going to there? You might be able to see that. If you can see that, you might be able to. Well, I think you might be able to go into that little monitor. But there's another program running there in the background, which actually is my co-pilot. So I say to her, set flaps position 1, or but I'm glad that it actually did not come up on the screen then, because I really don't. I just, it's actually quite. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I really have to say this, because I'm not speaking into the microphone correctly. I'm speaking at an angle. It does sometimes misinterpret. It misinterprets what I said. So set flaps position 1. And so say sign / position 1. Person say staff position 1. Just because of me, I've got a lisp. But anyway, now I'll sort that out for you at some stage. But I hope that what you have heard has been of some help, and I haven't babbled too much. And please be so kind as to visit and like my website and my YouTube channel, please. I would really, really appreciate maybe some subscriptions and some likes, and that would help me to maybe start making a living, eh? But meanwhile, back at the farm, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody is happy and well. So please do let us know if there's anything you want me to do, or you get any problems you can't solve. if I don't know, I might know a man who can, type thing, yeah? So we'd be always happy to help you out and fix any problems that you've got, or maybe point you in the right direction. And getting back to the website, mycockpit.co.uk, there's a link page there. It's a very simple web page. We didn't want it all flashy, so we jump onto it nice and easy and simple, so you can see what we do. And also, you know, there's a lot of links on there of people that we recommend from YouTube, which are worth following, and they're very good and they're very helpful. So, you know, by all means, have a look at them, check them out as well, because they might have a cure for one of your little problems that you haven't managed to find, and stuff like that. So that'll do for now. I've gone on for long enough, and thank you very much for your time, and I truly appreciate it, and God bless. mycockpit.co.uk. Signing out.